Thank God with
There it is.
Dakota that we are waiting for him very much here. And this is a show that the war is over in a way, I hope. We are going to need more volunteers in the future. We have a lot of work, and Sonny was here a couple of months ago, and now he's back. And maybe he's not going to be back to the US. We are going to adopt him. Dakota for sure is not coming back for now. So I'm happy. Um, this is a very unique season in Israel. This is a period of the 3 weeks, the days when we remember the destruction of Jerusalem, but we also look to the future and hope for rebuilding Israel. And this is a quite amazing season that we are living. We see a lot of things happening in Israel that connect to the 7th of October. We see one of the kibbutz, Kisufim, the name, all the people came back, and it was a big celebration to see how they are building back the kibbutz, the family back, something that looked like in the past like a site of devastation, and now it's looked like happiness there and laughters and rebuilding the agriculture, and everything is amazing. And what also amazing, the decision of the people that was very secular before the war, they decide that the first thing that they are going to build, like the public new thing that happened in the kibbutz, is a synagogue. And it shows you a little bit about where is the heart of the people and looking for hope. But we see one of the couples that was hostages there, Sasha Tropanov and Sapir Cohen. They was married a couple of days ago. And it's amazing to see how a nation is looking and see and happy with this young couple that was there in Gaza with all the bad stuff that they have, and now they are building a new house, new home in Israel. And I think this is how God is working. A lot of time God is inviting us to build or restore restore the what is goes destroyed, and to build something that it's better, not just what was. Now think about the kibbutz that very secular and everything, and they decided, and it's a commitment because in Shabbat they need to be at least 10 people in the synagogue. So they committed to be in the synagogue. They committed for that, and I was looking and I say, God, wow, this is amazing to see. And before I will share with you a little bit about the portion, our organization in Israel, the things that we are doing, growing a building, uh, we also, when the war finished, I know some of you were asking, but through the war, we finished to build the Jerusalem Leadership Institute, which is beautiful. It's amazing, and it's going to be grow, and we already a lot of people and a lot of relations that is building there. Just to give you a nugget, Patricia, we just booked 1,500 people that are going to come to the Jerusalem Leadership Institute until the end of 2026 to
Wow.
do our programs, and this
Wow.
is going to be amazing.
Incredible.
Um, and I'm blessed, and Sharon is here, so I would like to say thank you very much for your leadership, you and Terry. But we finished the JLI, and we take a break for 2 weeks, and now we are building the next thing. And I would like to show you a movie and share with you a little bit more, and then we can continue. So, Patricia, if it's okay.
Yes, I will show this. Okay, here we go. Dear friends and partners, Shalom from the city of Ariel, the capital of Samaria. I'm happy to give you a report about the next big thing that is going to happen here. We start the overnight. 16 years ago, it was a dream and vision that people would come to do the activities here in Ariel, and now we have the overnight. They are going to sleep here, they are going to cook here, they are going to do the activities, they are going to start speaking in the morning about the life of King David, Abraham, and God, and then at night they are going to cook and use these facilities for parents' team, orphans and widows, soldiers. We are working very hard for that, and this is because of you. I would like to say Thank you very much for your prayers. Thank you very much for your donations. Thank you very much for supporting Israel in these critical times that we are healing. We started the issues with healing and we are going to continue here. This is a personal invitation for you to come and to see miracle after miracle after miracle that God provides us. Thank you very much and shalom.
Beautiful. Hey, Aaron, can you explain to people what a yurt is? Because some
Yes,
people are.
we are doing activities now for one day, and the people are coming and are doing activities until 5 o'clock. And we have a lot of things that happen, a lot of testimonies, stories, people that changing and shifting their life. And our dream for day one, and this is was Hetter's vision, that we are going to have overnight, that people can stay more than just a day and do the activity at night. So yurt is a big tent that we started with the children's because our heart is for the next generations of leaders, and we are now building a tent. Sharon, she is the only one here, but it's a little bit more bigger than what I was expected that it will be. But every big tent like that, 40 children can sleep with sleeping bags, and think that all day they are doing the facilities, the activity. We're speaking to them about the biblical heritage. We're speaking about faith and about all this stuff. And then at night they're going to cook together. They're going to. We are going to continue the activities. We're going to do huddle groups. People will sit in around the campfire and they're going to speak and communicate and learn together and do activities at night. And then they're going to sleep together. I hope that they're going to sleep. And then in the morning, they're going to continue the program. So think about if we know that in the last 16 years, when we have 150,000 people that have impact on their life, think about how much is going to be with the night. A teacher will sleep, would be with his students. We are going to bring parents in there. This is our dream. This is our next focus. And if you have something to pray, tomorrow we have a woman that wants to do the first pilot with the organization that she's a big one that she's representing. They are going to do a day of activity in the National Leadership Center in Ariel, and then they are going to sleep in Jerusalem. They're going to drive by bus to Jerusalem and continue the program of Parents Teen, as this is going to be the new season of cooperation between these two campuses. So this is our answer to the ceasefire. This is our answer to people that say that Judea and Samaria is not ours. This is our answers that this is the land of the Jewish people, and we're committed to that. And I think the symbolic thing is to build something huge like that on the mountains of Ephraim, in the capital of Samaria, and people are coming from all over Israel, and now they are going to continue to be more than a night sleeping together. And for me, it's a huge thing. It's a little bit, we are doing a lot and we are creating a lot, but the war is driving us to understand that we need to do more. And I think it's connected to the portion of Shabbat. It's called a parashat portion of Shabbat, and it started with the covenant of peace that Pinchas had, and continue with counting or the census of the people of Israel, and then the questions of the daughters of Tzalfachad. They want to take the land of their father after he died, and the question of the Lord about something that is very about heritage. It's not just for we men or the boys. It's also for the women. And I think one of the biggest things is that in the portion that the God announced to Moses that he will not going to the promised land. And Moses, out of worried about his people and not about himself, because if somebody that is managing something, the chairman will fire him, he will be very not happy about what's happened to him and what is going to be him. But Moses is thinking about something else, and is thinking about air. He's asking God that he's going to nominate somebody that will replace him. And God using Joshua, and Moses accepting that, of course, and commission him before the people. And I think this is something that is very important. And this show how much the Bible, the Tanakh, the Torah, it's not just about a history book. It's like manual for life. This is what I'm teaching every day. It's
Mm-hmm.
how people reacting between each other, how organization are reacting, how family is reacting. You have a family, you have a girls, you have a boys. They are equal. It's not about the gender. It's about the children's of you. You have to take care of their future. In every portion, we see the principle that taking us as human beings. It's not about Christians, it's not about Jewish people, it's about how to be a human being, a better one, how to behave. And I think this is something that for me, somebody that working and leading in Israel, these principles are very important to take that. And I think that these two main things that I see, it's something that is really critical that God and the Bible teach us is to take responsibility for the present, but not less important than that, to prepare the future. The responsibility to prepare the future. And we see like the daughters of Tzalfahad, they are not prepared to take reality as is. They're not complaining, but they are continue to struggle and with
Mm.
very strongly and very courageous, with a lot of faith in their heart, and they're sure that they are right. They ask that their father heritage will not forget, and their family will be part of the Jewish people, the Israelites. And this is something that I think it's a battle on identity, belonging, and continuity. And this is something that is important. I think, and I love Moses very much, and he faces one of the hard things that a man can have, and he knows that he's not going to enter to the promised land, but he is thinking about the future, not his personal, about the
Mm-hmm.
future, and asking God that the people, the Israelite, will not be like a shepherd without a sheep without shepherd. And this is something that it's really important, true leadership. And I think that this is not about what you are doing in your term. It's about how you are preparing the future, how you are preparing the next generation, how people will take the mission and continue, not just when you are carried everything. And this
Mm.
is, and I think one of the amazing things that I learned from that, and we hear that is to bridge. And I think when you are building a building like that, it's not just a bricks. It's a building of the heart. And this week we was reading about a family that lost her daughter in the newspaper. It was in very tragic car accident. And instead of being anger and to look for revenge,
Mm.
they're asking for all the people in a public announcement to finish all fights, to ask forgiveness, to build the future. And this is a very hard choose. And forgiveness is not something that say that your pain it's not exist. It's not delete anything, but it release your life to continue to live with the pain and to build bridges. And the Torah teaches it's not just about we can choose what happened to us, but we always can react to what's happened in the past. And the daughter of Tzalfachad was a nation and not despair. Moses take responsibility instead of pity, self-pity. Joshua was accept very humble the responsibility that he was taking. So sorry, something jumping here. My phone. And this is, and we need to choose what we are going to do with our future. We are choose to do it with our future to continue to build. We continue to heal the nation. We are not have this war or something like that happen to destroy our feelings, and we don't have the option to do it. We want to build the future, and this is what we're doing in the NLC and the JLI and in Israel. And you see how the nation is rising and creating a new healthy life here in Israel. We
Mm.
saw that in the Bible, we saw that in the Tanakh, and now we see that in the short movie that I show you. And this is my desire to build the future. We are
Mm.
building something strong here that we have now in Jerusalem, we have in Ariel, we have what we are doing in different places, but we are building the next generations of leaders. But more than that, we are building that forever and ever and ever. It's not something that for this season, what we are building here in Israel now, it's going to last forever. And this is the vision of us. And we really believe that when you are know your purpose in life, and when you connect it to your heritage, and have faith in your life and God in your life included, you are a leader. And then the question is, what is the act of leadership you are doing? I'm hoping and praying that what we are creating here together, it's something for the future. And we are representing for people are shocked by the fact that we finished to build the JLI and now we are building the overnight and God know what is the next project. But this is how a nation healing. This is how you are showing that you are strong, not sitting in the corner and cry. Yes, it's time to cry, but also a time to build. And this is what we are doing, and this is what we are focusing, and we are committed to do it. And what happened in the NLC and the GLI is people are coming united, and this is our responsibility. And I hope, and I was praying for myself that this week I will find a bridge, somebody to forgive, somebody that I can. It's something that gave me a pain in one hand, but in other hand gave me a lot of hope for the future. And this is what I'm doing every day, day by day. And this is my privilege to continue to do every day. So
Mm.
thank you very much
Wow, so
for
good.
listening.
So appreciate how you said over and over again, building for the future, building for the next generation. You know, it's interesting as you're pointing out Moses, and I was just reading Isaiah 39 this morning about Hezekiah. Do you remember when Isaiah came to Hezekiah, say, why are you showing everything in the temple to these Babylonians? By the way, they're going to come and take over. And then Hezekiah sadly says, oh, well, the word of the Lord is good because it's not going to happen in my generation. It's like, oh my goodness. He wasn't thinking about the next generation. By the way, in that 15-year extra life that he had Manasseh, who was one of the worst kings ever until the end. But anyways, very good, very, very good to think of, prepare for, plan for the next generation. You know, a couple more good news before I'm going to pitch to Sharon to pray, because one of them is I want to thank God for answering our prayers that there was no attacks during the July 4th celebration. That was a major, major prayer point, as we felt like there was a lot of sleeper cells that were trying to rise up. And I'm very grateful to the Lord. Thank you, Lord, for answering that prayer. Thank you that everything went very well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another sweet moment is these are the two. I was really tracking with this guy. His name is Sasha, and he's a Russian Jewish guy. And Safir Cohen, they just got married. And I just love the fact they were both hostages, both encountered God in the tunnels, if you listen to their stories. And it's absolutely amazing. So God bless them and happy marriage to them, as well as what phenomenal good news we're hearing regarding what Eran just shared with us. Also, the thawing of relationships between Trump and Netanyahu, which is great. Netanyahu is probably coming to America soon. And please, let's also pray for Trump going to Turkey tomorrow. God have mercy. I'm sure you would agree, Eran. We don't want America to sell F-26s or whatever they are to Turkey, for heaven's sakes. Anyway, Sharon, let's pray.
Yeah, thank you, Eran.